Okay, good morning everyone. We are the Sake team. I want to start this presentation with one of our conclusions and also beliefs, that there is future for sake in Latin America. And we will start this looking at the trends of the market globally. And here we will start with a challenge. A huge challenge that has to do with the decrease of both production and consumption of Japanese sake locally in Japan. There are many reasons for this. The two main ones are a reduced consumption of Japanese sake of Japanese young people, and also a higher preference to other types of drinks such as beer, wine, and ready-to-drink beverages over sake. Now, we want to follow this with an opportunity. There's been an international increase of the sake exports of around 200% in the last 10 years. This is the chance we want to grab to face this local problem with this international opportunity. So, let's start with the market research. This way, we are focusing in Latin America, especially in the markets of Argentina, Brazil, and Colombia. The competition in the region is mainly the locally produced sake and sake from the US, for example, that is cheaper to bring to the region rather than Japanese sake. Also, other types of alcohol like beer, wine, are also another type of competition locally. So, in Latin America, there's been an important increase of popularity about Japanese products and culture. Along with a culture of drinking sake, is a good opportunity in Latin America. And some of the challenges in the region have to do with the lack of awareness of sake, high prices compared to local competition, and also some high and complex taxes in these countries. Now we'll continue with Julia with the market research section.
So now that we saw a little bit about this Latin America scenario, I wanted to bring to you guys who want to invest in sake in Latin America some competitive advantage that might be useful. So it's no surprise that Brazil especially has the highest Nikkei community, and although there's a lot of Japanese people or descendants living in this country, sake is still a small niche that might be explored. And also, there's a growing interest in Japanese food that might be an opportunity to bring this product from Japan to Latin America. Also, there is a product adaptation called Sakeirinha that is a famous cocktail in Brazil that mixes sake, fruits, and sugars, and adapts really well with the taste that Latin Americans have for sweet and fruity cocktails. And also, there's a lot of organizations such as JETRO that is already promoting this internationalization of sake to the Latin American countries. So, in order to provide more information about these Latin American consumers, we conducted a survey in those three countries, that is Argentina, Colombia, and Brazil. And what we found when we asked, what is the most important criteria when buying alcohol? We found out that the taste is the most important one. And it's such a huge opportunity because sake has a really amazing and unique taste. And when we asked, how much are you willing to pay for a cup of sake? We found out that 59% of them are willing to pay between $2 and $3 per cup. Also, important information are sake awareness. It's no surprise that Brazil has a high sake awareness, with 96% of people knowing what sake is. But when we look to Argentina and Colombia, this number is not so high. In Colombia, for example, only 33% of people know what sake is. And this gap is an opportunity for you guys to bring the product there and be a pioneer in this market. And talking about the channels, we found out that the most usual channels to buy alcoholic drinks are supermarkets, followed by bars, liquor stores, and restaurants. And since sake is a B2B business, we also brought some numbers of potential buyers. So in those 3 countries, we found out there are almost 41,000 supermarkets, 828,000 bars, almost 24,000 liquor stores, and 4,265,000 restaurants that serve Japanese food that will be awesome buyers for the sake we are pretending to bring to this market.
In this section, we are going to figure out about marketing of sake. For the first marketing of sake from Yamanashi is there's one system Japanese government has done until now is geological indication protection system. In short terms, GI. GI will be the protection brand of regional uniqueness of Yamanashi's regional uniqueness. And for example, in French there is one most popular regional product, champagne. Champagne introduced the PGI system. It is same as like a regional indication. And if you don't make champagne in champagne area, you couldn't call it as a champagne. Second, it will be the brand with promote the regional Yamanashi prefectures. It supports the indicator. It will promote the quality and social reputation of Yamanashi. And to protect for the last, it takes 90,000 of registration fee, and the Ministry of Japan, Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry, and Fisheries of Japan is cracking down against to counterfeit products in Japan and overseas. This is the useful marketing strategy because it's very useful to spread in and out of Japan in some products.
So for me, I'm going to explain about Ichigo Sake and e-commerce promotion. Okay. Go back. Thank you. Okay, so for those who understand Japanese and English at the same time, Ichigo means there is a slide, but Ichigo means not the strawberry. You know, the Ichigo means strawberry in Japanese, but Ichigo means Ichigo bean. It means 180 milliliters of the old Japanese way. So let me explain about the marketing strategy of our team. We got the idea from Agunabi, that is the startup company of Japanese in Japan. And the company promoted their idea of using 180 milliliters of Ichigo can. And so it's very useful to promote the sake to Latin America. So we decided to got the idea from the company, but the problem is the company is using aluminum can. And sometimes aluminum can has the image of kinds of cheap or like the sake is expensive sake, so we've decided to use the ichigo bean instead of ichigo aluminum can. For the good thing for the ichigo can, Agnavi has the contract with Jetro, and there's a successful idea from Jetro. So we've decided to get an idea from Agnavi, but we've decided to use the idea of ichigo bean instead of ichigo can. So next, the good thing for using ichigo bean is we can drink all of the ichigo bean size, and the good point of bean is we can keep our taste as good as from producing. And it's good for the e-commerce because it is small, easy to carry, so it's really good for e-commerce. And like in Brazil, there's a lot of people who buy sake. The market of sake is very big in Brazil, and under 20% is Japanese, and that means 80% of Brazilian market interested in buying sake by e-commerce.
Now that we have presented the challenges, opportunities, and the current context of the sake in Latin America, we want to propose 3 different business ideas for sustainability and innovation. So the first one is to implement a differentiation strategy where the company can access 2 different targets of people in Latin America. So in this way, we want to propose first a premium that is going to be represented luxury, like high status. That's why the colors are golden and black. Also, it is pretended it's made of 40% rice, and this sake is going to be intended for people who is going to be the final customer. So in this way, it is going to be used for gifting or for personal consumption. This is a common practice in Latin America. Also, our survey that we run shows that the 40% of Latin America knows that sake is a premium product made in Japan, and then they are going to be willing to pay more than the national genes, which is one of the main challenges. Then we have the standard products that are they have color representing brown, blue, and green. Also with the images of the moon, and the mountains represent the Yamanashi leaves. For the premium line, like in a contrast, we have a bonsai tree, the kenji, and also the moon. So in this way, the people from Latin America are going to be able to associate immediately this with Japan, and they are going to be more appealing. For the business sustainability proposal, we want to implement a huge network that is going to be connecting local companies, producers, and the markets. So in this way, they are going to be able to access to tourism programs that are going to be available through the webpage. So in this way, we also take advantage of the e-commerce. The first one is going to be intended for long-term visitors and new population that are exposed to digital nomad experiences and solo traveling lifestyles. So in this way, young people are going to come here to Yamanashi, and they are going to be assigned tasks in the production process and also in the marketing and the human resources strategy. So in this way, they are in exchange, they are going to be having food, accommodation, and the cultural experience all in one. For short-term visitors, we are going to be offering a culinary experience that is going to be highlighting the production process and the importance of the traditional sake. They are going to be all interconnected with transportation companies, restaurants, hotels, stores, and markets. So in this way, suppliers, workers, customers, and producers are going to be boosting the economy and generating profit, so we can promote Yamanashi and position it to a high destination tourism.
So, keeping up with the idea that sake is a luxury drink, and thus it will be served in luxury restaurants, we believe that the best way to increase the sake sales is to couple it with some dishes that can fulfill all of these requirements. The first one is that they have to enhance the sake flavor in some sort of way. The second one is that they obviously have to be appealing for the Latin America audience. And the last one is that all of the dishes ingredients have to be accessible for the Yamanashi producers. Having that said, we believe, and because of we aim to lure the Latin American community into the sake market, we believe that the best way we can do this is to divide the menu in a three-way experience that resembles the Latin restaurants. Henceforth, I present you the first course. For the first course, we thought for a lot of good options, but we managed to narrow it to only two: the Iberico ham and the cheese. The Iberico ham has a lot of qualities that make it suitable for our menu, but it is mainly because it is common and frequently asked in the Latin restaurant because of the strong influence the Spanish cuisine has in the Latin gastronomy, and because it is considered luxury, and it really goes hand in hand with the idea that sake is a luxury drink. On the other hand, we have the cheese. The cheese goes really well with the Iberico ham, and the cheese sales has only been rising every year consistently in Latin America. As for the taste, both the sake, the cheese, and the Iberico ham all have like a variety of amino acids that, when combined together, they can create a really strong flavor. Moving on to the main course, we have divided it into two main parts. The first one is the Japanese traditional one that's really appealing for the Latino community, and also the new part that is really famous, but at first glance you wouldn't think they can be paired with the sake. For these two parts, we have the pizza and the tortilla shrimp. The pizza is a really famous dish all over the world, but what is the pizza mainly made of? That's right, it is made out of cheese, and like I said earlier, cheese is really a good combination to sake. And the tortilla shrimp, it possesses the best protein to couple the sake with, that is the fish. And the fish is heavily produced here in Japan, so it's the best dish to have in the main course. Moving on to the Japanese part, we picked the two most famous dishes overseas, that is the sushi and the tuna and salmon nigiri and sashimi. These four dishes are like the most frequent element consumption in Latin America, so without a doubt they will definitely draw attention to this audience. Finally, we have the dessert. For the dessert, we have several options, but we managed to only choose these two. The first one is the dark chocolate and the honey sweets. The dark chocolates really go well with sake because the fruity taste of the sake really enhances the bittersweet taste of the dark chocolate, and the dark chocolate has really a lot of health benefits for the consumer. Finally, we have the honey sweet that is really popular here in Japan and also in Latin America. So we managed to take two of the healthier desserts, and with this we finished the three-way experience menu.
So, apart from the three steps menu, we have some other standalone ideas for the menu. And these are cocktails. As we found out in our research, cocktails are one of the most common ways of consuming sake in Latin America. A prime example of this is the sakeriña that Julia already mentioned, which is an alternative version of the caipirinha, which is the most popular cocktail in Brazil and also well known in the rest of Latin America. Another example can be the Sakura Spritz, also a sweet, fresh and fruity cocktail that is similar to the sakeriña and also popular in the region. Apart from this, we also have the proposal of pancakes, which is already being offered by some local producers. But what we are offering here is to add two new ingredients. One is matcha for matcha pancakes, and the other one banana for banana pancakes. These two ingredients were found super commonly in the menus of Japanese restaurants found in in Latin America, in the three countries. So, with this, we want to leave you the message of taking Yamanashi to the world. Thank you, and arigatou gozaimashita.